New World Aeternum. This is an action RPG experience
go,
for
dude.
players on PlayStation 5, Xbox
Here we go.
Series X and S, and
All right.
PC with a vibrant world.
We've all
Dynamic,
been waiting
real-time
for
action
this.
combat and the freedom for players to choose how to forge their destiny. New World Aeternum was just revealed yesterday, so please welcome Game Director Scott Lane, Senior Producer Katie Kaczynski, and Rob Chesney, Narrative Director at Amazon Games, here to tell us more and break down everything we may have missed in this brand new trailer.
Here we go.
Guys, welcome to stage.
Oh,
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us here at IGN Live. Now, before we jump into the trailer,
How come
I need
everybody
to
has
know,
glasses?
What are you guys most
I don't
excited
know.
for players to experience in New World Aeternum?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
excited.
they all do, yeah.
I'm crazy excited to bring Aeternum to console.
They should patch
We wanna
that
get
out so people
all
don't need
those
that anymore.
players in on the consoles, having massive battles, experiencing the combat. It's really awesome.
You know, I'm super excited that all these new players are going to get to see this world now fully realized.
So they're gonna
We
shut
talk
it
about,
down,
you know, Aeternum
right?
looks like a fantasy game in some ways, but we actually talk about it as a supernatural world, which means everything
Supernatural's
that's going on
fantasy.
in the island is tied into science or history somewhere, and of course, this is the island of mythology and legend. So
What
we have
about the
this
demons?
broad canvas to draw from for our storytelling and deep lore that we get into, and for players to get in and see that, I'm super excited. Plus, it means a lot to me as someone who tends to play solo, that it's fully soloable all the way from start to finish. You can play with your friends too, but
Well, how do you do an
and
expedition?
I am absolutely excited to play Aeternum on my 4K TV, on my very comfortable couch,
Okay.
with my friends who exclusively play on their console or who exclusively play on PC.
So how do you-
We're all gonna
like,
be
do you do
joined in
solo
the same
expedition?
world, and I am super stoked for that.
How does this work?
Let's go. I love that. All right. So without further ado, let's check out the trailer. Roll the clip.
Okay, here we go. I'm ready. Been waiting on this for a while.
Through the endless tides of time, they've come to these mythical shores, seeking mastery over death itself. A cruel and beautiful
Didn't we watch this?
paradise. Where primal forces clash over the island's deepest secrets. Where ancient mysteries awaken.
All this is already in the game.
Of legends. Where blades and bows unite.
Yeah, that's a great sword you get from the Brimstone Sands questline. I remember that. I think it's called Blade of the 19th. There's a sandworm. That's a dog.
Where heroes are forged.
Remember that asshole that sits up in the front there? Has like 1,000,000 fucking health.
Are born.
Never got to this point? I played the fuck out of this game.
This is
That's a really
Aeternum.
cool visual. That's awesome.
Let's go. People are so excited here. Are you guys excited to see it?
Awesome.
That was so jam-packed with tons of details. Guys, help me break it
Name
down.
one.
Let's roll the first clip, because here, in this clip, let's bring it up, we get a look at the Lost. So these are one of the factions in Aeternum, right? So we kind of get like this blue color scheme with them. What can you tell us about the Lost?
Yeah, so the Lost are an enemy type that you'll encounter in Aeternum. The really interesting thing about Aeternum is that death does not exist. So as many times as you die, you don't really. And so the same thing happened to these poor people who landed before you. And every time they were reborn, Aeternum took a piece of them.
it's like
They were
Hollows
lost
in
to Aeternum. So every time
Dark
they
Souls.
come back till they look pretty mangled.
Yeah.
And Aeternum could
It's
do
like
the
literally
same
the
to
exact same
you,
thing.
but your soul is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, in this next section of the clip, we get a look at this Dryad deer, which is part of the Angry Earth faction, right? What is the Angry Earth faction all about?
So the Angry Earth is, we talk about Aeternum as Paradise Lost. It's inspired by that very much.
There he
And
is.
It's the Garden of Eden where things have gone horribly wrong. And that's what the Angry Earth is. They are an expression of environmental vengeance, the world striking back against players, against the other forces that are contending for power on the island.
That's actually
The
correct,
Angry Earth,
based off of the
sometimes,
lore.
I mean, they're natural, so sometimes they're a little more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might even help the players out a little bit against other enemies. But
Yep,
cross
that's
them
accurate.
and you'll pay for it. Like they can be really tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we got to look at some of the older tech. Now, in this next clip, we actually see a little bit more modern tech via the musket. What can you tell us about
Modern?
how all these different eras collide?
It was
It's
one
not.
of the things that we found really interesting early in IP development, because there's this period in time, it's almost like the last gasp of people with shields and swords and breastplates, and then the very first breath of gunpowder and muskets
That's a
and
good point.
firearms. And when you
He's
throw
right
some
about that.
magic
That's
into
cool.
that, it just creates chaotic,
Yeah.
interesting gameplay, and we loved it. That was one of the key drivers in picking this era.
Yeah,
That is
and
awesome.
you'll see in this clip one of our
Well, they nerfed the
archetypes.
fuck
So
out of the
this
musket.
is actually the musketeer archetype, and we pair at the beginning. We pair this with the rapier, so you have some really interesting abilities that you can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, in this next clip, we get a look at a tree that's pretty impressive and it looks
That's not
pretty
a tree.
significant. What can you tell us about the tree
hell's
that's coming
that?
up right now?
It's the
So that's
the
Azoth
boss
tree,
in
and Azoth is
Eden
the
Grove.
lifeblood of Aeternum. It is a
It's like in the
soul
arena, he'll do
substance.
like
It's
this.
tied into the soul of the
He actually
island,
does do like
the
this.
soul of all the people here. And it's also the source of magic. It's the reason why everyone lives forever. And we talk about even like there are ley lines running underneath the ground throughout the island, channeling this stuff. Players, of course, learn to harness it as they go deeper into the game, and it powers up a lot of their actions. And it's, the
you should
tree
be able to
itself
cut that
is
tree
actually
down.
A manifestation of Gaia, one of the ancients, and a sacrifice that Gaia made to empower the island, imbue the island with the blessings that the players enjoy and all the people there.
Wait, what?
Amazing.
I don't remember that.
Now, people are so excited. I love it. Now, in this
That happened?
next clip, we get a look at the different weapon types in combat. What can you share about what we're looking at right here? So we
That's
see
a
a
gun.
musketeer. We see some magic in the background. Tell me more.
Well, this kind of demonstrates the combat of Aeternum, right? We have physical-based dynamic combat, and what we mean by that is your position in the world matters. You block, you dodge, you can duck underneath weapons and arrows and projectiles.
That's
And
true.
so what
You
you see
can.
there is the musket, which is part of our musketeer archetype, and we have what 6 more archetypes that you can play. So yeah.
Wait,
Amazing.
archetypes?
Now, I am
So they're
excited
making
to check out this
classes?
next clip because we see this this shattered obelisk that is immediately attention grabbing right here.
Yeah, that's
What can you
Starstone
tell me
Barrows.
about the background for this location in particular?
So this is a pretty iconic location in the game that you see in
Yeah.
the first several hours. And we talk about the history of Aeternum. We don't talk about, it's not in centuries, it's in millennia. This is a world, an ancient world. We have ancient Sumerians, Babylonians, Chinese who came to this island. But even before them was this ancient civilization. And players see the ruins
Oh,
of
the
it
ancients,
almost,
yeah.
as soon as they land. And there's kind of a mystery about who were these ancients? What were they doing? Why did they summon humans to the island? And then what happened to them? And the Shattered Obelisk is part of that. It's one of the big clues in that mystery.
Yeah, and you hit on probably my favorite piece of journeying through Aeternum, which is there's this mystery that you're just constantly trying to unfold, and the minute that you think you get it, you realize that you don't. So you don't know if this like magical element is coming from Aeternum itself, was maybe brought to Aeternum, or is not of this world at all.
Yeah.
And one,
I thought in the
one
quest
interesting
line they
thing
said
about
it was
this, so
brought
in game
there
development, generally
with
what happens is you
the
have a
three
narrative, and then that drops
beasts.
the concept art, how the art is created. In this
Or
case,
did it-
one of
sorry,
our
did it
artists took
manifested
on
itself
and
there?
They made this really cool thing, and we liked it so
So
much.
I thought
that
that's what they
We
said.
had to write a narrative around this and get it into the game.
Yeah.
It was a little
Maybe, I
fun.
don't know.
This is true.
We love to hear that. That's awesome. Now, we talked about the mystery, we talked about the narrative, we talked about combat, but in this next clip, we actually get a look at this boss that looks absolutely crazy. What can you tell
haven't
me
fought
about
this guy yet.
monstrosity?
This is a new one?
This enemy is
this in the game now?
absolutely diabolical. I can't tell you too much because we're trying to keep some things
Oh,
a
okay, so
surprise,
it's yeah,
but
it's
I
new,
can
okay.
tell you that that's one of the enemies in our 10-person raid.
Oh, 10-person raid. All
Cool.
right. Now, we were chatting a little bit backstage, and this next clip shows me one thing that I think, Scott, you're pretty excited about. Here is resource gathering in just a second.
That's not what
can
he
you
was
tell me
excited
the
about.
resource
It's
gathering
swimming.
in New World Aeternum?
Yeah, I think I'm so glad we stopped here because a lot of times when you get into games, it's all combat, energy, action, action.
Yeah.
And New World gives players an opportunity, if you're not in the mood for that, if you want some more chill gameplay, hit rocks, cut down trees. It actually feels really good.
It
You can
does.
support your friends. So if you socialize with people who like a different style of game, they can go craft and make things that can make you better at the game.
That's
and
true.
on top of that, they can completely change the world. You could get a group of 3 or 4 people and deforest the forest.
Nah,
so
they
when someone
respawn
comes
too
through there, it
fast.
looks
I tried
totally
it.
different this time.
Amazing.
Yeah, they respawn too fast.
Now, I want to keep rolling in the trailer because there's so much to break down.
I tried that.
In this next clip, we see a giant ice creature, and I need to know more. Tell me about who this is.
Is this
how people
another
can
boss?
face them.
Yeah, so this is another one of our bosses
New one,
in
right?
a 5-person expedition.
I haven't seen this.
So you're going to encounter
Is this
them in
new?
the Glacial Tarn. And the very high-level backstory is that there are these giant
No, I haven't done
machines
this.
deep in Aeternum that somebody put there to try and gather all of the supernatural resources of the world. And this ice giant is part of that. And your job is to stop one of your enemies from taking over those machines and gathering that energy and power.
Absolutely. Now, in this next clip, we see exactly what I would expect to take an ice giant down, a fire staff. This looks so cool.
Yeah, so in Aeternum, different damage types will damage enemies differently. So what is the natural predator of ice? Fire.
I think she left out an important piece, though. I mean, what could be cooler than a 17th century flamethrower?
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say.
Could not agree more. We love flamethrowers here. Now, in this next clip, we are in an entirely different biome. Tell me about this sort of more like sandy area. What is this location all about right after this?
Wait for it. Wait for
Wait
it.
for it, wait for it, wait for it.
There's Brimstone
Yeah,
Sands.
right here. So we get some different things in the foreground and the background. Talk to me about this location.
So this is Brimstone Sands. It's one of the later zones in the game. It's the biggest one. It's massive. I mean, a vast.
This was a
desert
great update
just
whenever they
packed
did it.
with interesting stuff. Narratively, you know what I love about it is this is the place where the ancient Egyptians landed when they came to Aeternum thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
and the Romans came later. And there's kind of an interesting dynamic between them, the conflict between them that's still sort of present in the zone today. Players, as
Well,
they
not
go,
really.
and
It's
this
just
is,
the
I will
Romans
say,
got
as somebody
corrupted.
who likes to explore, this is the best zone to explore in all of Aeternum. There's so
Yeah.
much to do, and there's so many ruins. And you see in the image there the Ennead, which is a pyramid, one of the ancient ruins where the ancients once channeled the power of the stars. But as players go around and visit the Ennead and these other ruins, they're going to, it really gives you that feeling of being a treasure hunter, like Indiana Jones, you know, it's like that cool. For me, it's really fun. It's a unique part of Aeternum.
I love it. It sounds like it's
Yeah.
shrouded in mystery. Now we're in the sand, in the sandy area, and up next in this clip, we get to look at a pretty particular enemy type. What can you tell me about the giant sandworm
It's like
that we see right
Shahaloot or
here?
some shit like that.
Look at that beautiful
I forgot what
face.
his name it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Shawnashen. So
Shawnashen,
Shawnashen
that was
you
close.
can actually see in the open world in Brimstone Sands. And you can join a 20-person elite trial, get some badass rewards, and take Shauna Shen down yourself.
By the way, this thing is so fucking annoying to fight.
Now, up next, we see something that I'm pretty excited about. We get a look at the pre-order bonus mount, the Azoth Stalker. What can you tell me about the different mounts that are shown right here in the trailer?
Yeah, so you can see a few of our different mount types here. My
Did it say pre-order?
Is the
Oh,
Dire
thank
Wolf,
God.
and that is the
Thank
Azoth
God, I can
Stalker
get
in
I
the
can get it
center.
now.
That's the pre-order.
Did they still not
bonus,
update the gear to
which,
700?
If you're on PC,
Is it still
you get a
625?
chance to grab that as well if you log into the game between June 7th and October 14th. So
Jesus.
Amazing.
they look so cool.
So if you're on PC at home, make sure to check that out. Now, we are almost towards the end of the trailer, but we get this really, really striking location in the next clip. Talk to me about what's going on and this more like
I know what's going on here. I
mountainy
spent fucking
location
100
right
hours
here.
doing
We
it.
see this sort of gate and this like really impressive mountain behind.
Yeah, so as you land on the beach, you start the game in this very
Mm-hmm.
tropical, beautiful area, and you quickly learn that the nemesis in
Chest
Chapter
runs.
1 is the Tempest, who you'll talk about here in a minute.
Isabella.
This is, as you get further and further into the island, it gets harder and harsher and scarier. What you're seeing there is you're in Great Cleave, and you're about to enter Shattered Mountain, which is where the Tempest lives. This is where the game gets ultra scary, gets much harder and more difficult, and it kind of opens the door. And as soon as you get through the door, you'll see what you run into.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a lot more intimidating by those red tones.
Remember whenever they did the
in this
10-man
next
group from
clip, we get a
Markguard?
look
The
at,
devs did that? That was
this
funny.
Sort of, I'm assuming it's a boss. What can you tell me about this creature?
That's
coming
not
up
a... Oh,
right
that...
here. We get the eyes
fuck.
sort of like
Oh, this
teasing
girl?
it. We get sort
Yeah.
of walking towards this giant fire circle, and then we finally get the reveal right
It's
here.
not really... How are we talking about a
Talk to me
reveal? This
the
happened 2
Tempest.
years
So
ago.
that's showing all the players getting up to this point, but that is the Tempest. She's the villain of the first chapter of the story in New World Aeternum. And she is, she has this really interesting backstory. She was once a human just like the players, but she embraced the power of corruption, which obviously comes at a cost.
That's a bad idea.
It also gives her great power, and she gets her hooks in the player at the very beginning of the game, and kind of gets in your head, and she's taunting you and teasing you as you go through the island, trying to make you corrupted. And so that's one of the motivations for the player is to prevent her from turning them corrupted, as well as to stop her from world domination, of course.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely tries to get into your mind, that's for sure. And the cool thing about her is that we showed you the multiplayer, the 5-person expedition. You can also take her on one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Yeah, we got a lot of solo players here. I love it. Now, in this next shot, we see
Wow.
a sweeping shot
Really?
of the island. There is a lot to
Is it the
take
same
in.
as
We
like the
get,
Thorpe thing where you can fight 'em outside
visual
at
of the
Great
mountain
Cleave?
Here, the gate, the obelisk. What might people miss in this?
Yeah, I thought that
sweeping shot of
visual
the
was
island?
really nice.
Yeah, so the main story takes you through a lot of what we talked about, but in the upper right part of the shot, there's an area of the map that we don't guide you to, and it's only up to the intrepid adventurers to go off on their own, off the beaten path, and discover what areas are over there and what enemies lurk
Well,
in
what
those
about the big
corners.
tower?
And then on the other
Is
side,
that it? 'Cause I feel like
we
it's way
have
bigger.
some of those ancient machines I talked about, which are up to, again, the journeyers to explore.
Love it. And then, of course, we got a lot of explorers in the audience. They are eating this up. I love it. Finally, we see the world seemingly taken over by corruption right before we go to the key art game end card. What is the meaning of this shot? Talk to me about it.
Well, so of course, seeing the corruption sweep over the world this is what will happen if the player wasn't there to stop it from happening, right? To face down the Tempest. Corruption is an insatiable evil, and unlike the Lost and the Angry Earth that we talked about, corruption actually comes from somewhere else, and that's one of the mysteries of the game is where corruption comes from. But I definitely want to call out this helmet here because it's one of the most iconic things in the game. It's associated with Captain Thorpe, the captain that the players are on his ship when they shipwreck on the island at the very beginning.
Yep.
He's kind of a brutal dude.
He's an asshole.
He falls to corruption very quickly and becomes your first really big enemy. And if you look at his helmet there, you can see a lot of like little hints and clues about the mysteries of Aeternum kind of embedded there.
All right, guys, so that is the end of the trailer. But before we wrap up, I need to ask you guys, what can you tell us
Why
about
don't-
how the experience has changed for players?
Okay, thank you.
over the
Yeah,
last 3
exactly.
years, from New World to New World Aeternum.
Okay, here we go. That's what I've been
So-
waiting for.
Honestly,
Here we go.
it would be a lot easier to talk about what hasn't changed because the list of what's changed is so big.
Well, name
I
5
think
things.
for me, the biggest change is the beginning of the game and the end of the game. The way we tell the story, the way we carry players through it, the part of the story. But then the end game has gotten so big and so rich, and there's like, and a lot of times when you play an RPG, when you get to the end of the level, whatever, or the cap level, you run out of content. Well, here, that's just a portion. Like that's when the game really starts. It opens up into this giant world.
Yeah, and I will say, if you're somebody who started playing in 2021 and you stopped,
That was me.
you're going to come back to a completely different game. If you're somebody who played yesterday, this is a continuation of that really fun journey that you're on. And if you're a console player, Aeternum is the ultimate New World experience.
Just explain, like, I just...
Scott, Katie, Rob, thank you so much.
Can we
for
just
joining
get
us
some
here and
details?
helping us break down the trailer. New World
Anything.
Aeternum
Just
is
literally
available
one
October
thing.
15th on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series
What
X,
the fuck?
and PC. And remember, for all things New World
That's
Aeternum,
it?
keep it locked.
Don't
to
you
IGN
fucking
Live.
in this. Don't you fucking pan away. Don't you
Dude.
Are you kidding
Dude.
me? Come back, get the fuck back over it. What do you mean? That's it? Stop
We
cheering.
waited for that.
Stop cheering. I said to sit through a fucking hour tier list of fucking some Wii Fit Sebastian Bach bullshit just to see this shit.
No. No. No, dude. No.
Come back.
No.
What do you do? You son of a bitch. Well, what do you think about the New World stuff? You excited for New World Aeternum?
I just can't. I can't. I cannot. I couldn't force myself to get excited, bro. I just, it's not there.
When was the last time you played New World?
Let me see. July 31st, 2022.
Ooh, so pretty recently. Okay.
Yeah.
How many hours did you play the game?
83 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
Did you even hit 60?
Nope.
Jesus Christ. Why'd you stop?
I don't know. I thought it was gonna hit, and then it just didn't. I don't know. Chopping trees was cool,
Yeah.
was satisfying, and then I don't know. The shit sucked.
I just like I don't know. I mean, I just don't really see like it's the same as like Lost Ark. Like I already played it a lot and it's like just kind of more of the same, and like I would go back and play New World, but there's just not really a hook for me to continue like playing. Like there's nothing for me to like work towards in the game, I guess. That's the reason I feel about it. They'll add the solo content. Yeah, I'll play maybe some of the solo content. They could sponsor me. New World sponsored me before to play the Return to Aeternum event, which, by the way, had their highest concurrent player count, even beyond the expansion or the Brimstone Sands DLC. So, you know, just like little fun fact there. So, yeah, you're welcome. But other than that, event was so much fun. Of course it was. I was in it. But, yeah, otherwise, I don't know, man. You have to pay the DLC to get the free update, by the way. Well, what happens if you don't pay it? So if you don't, so you have to buy the expansion in order to get. Wait, what? So you have to buy the expansion. So what are you playing like? You're locked. Wait, so are you locked out of the game? You're stuck at level 60? But like, are you still in the same world as everybody else? Am I still up? I'm trying to bring you up to speed. Okay, let me pull this guy up. Read the official FAQ. Yeah. No, it's this one dude. Yeah, give me a minute. Am I still up? Yeah. No, you're good, bro. We got distracted. They're in. So this is what he said before. They dropped a trailer and a 30-minute dev video where they treated New World Aeternum as a new console game and basically left PC players behind. They even changed the genre to ARPG. PC players thought for hours that the game is rebooting and is getting shut down because of a PC Games article. Basically another huge PR fuck up by their side, and players are fuming over it in their Discord. Now they're in damage control mode, and they're trying to assure us that PC gamers will have all the same benefits as console gamers, and it's still an MMO. Players are quitting left and right after this huge letdown. Sorry, I'm trying to get a call going. Yoda, bro.
Yo, dude, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just got done watching the event for New World. What do you think? Did you get the information that you wanted?
Dude, weren't you impressed?
I was. They talked about the Angry Earth, the Lost.
Yeah.
There was something about like Isabella. Crazy new information about that.
New
I don't
stuff,
think.
new
Yeah.
stuff.
Lots of new stuff. And then they showed a screenshot basically of a boss that they told us that they couldn't talk about.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, more secrets.
Amazing. Yeah, why do you think they're doing that?
So I don't know, man. I guess they just so the console community, I guess, just keeping secrets from everybody. They also emphasize the musket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big part of the video.
Yeah, I saw that, and the musket's garbage now, right? Because like I remember they nerfed the shit out of it. So does anybody even use the musket?
Oh, dude, you will be surprised. So essentially, nobody was using the musket, so they were like,
Right.
you know what we should do? We should make the musket OP as shit.
So is it hit scan again or what?
Dude, no, they make it easier for you to hit, and they increase the damage of the musket by like incredible amount.
Easy enough. So what
Yeah.
the fuck is this thing with archetypes?
So essentially, archetypes is
Yeah.
you know when you start New World, I'm sure you leveled up. You start at the beach, right? And then the only weapon you have is like sword and shield.
Yes.
So they don't want to feel like have people excluded of the weapon they actually want to play with. So essentially, archetype is like if you want to play with a mage instead of starting at the beach with like a sword and shield, no, you start right ahead with like a magical weapon.
So it's not like anything that's like a crazy like you're locked to, let's say, like an ice gauntlet and fire staff. It's just like a starting point for people that are more familiar with RPGs, so they understand what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. So they yeah,
that's reasonable.
Exactly
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what do you think about it? Like, what's your overall take on this whole situation?
My overall take in this whole situation, this motherfucker lied to us, man.
How'd they lie?
They told us that. So, for example, this is because they've been trying to communicate with the PC community for the longest time.
Yeah.
Telling us like, hold on, we have an incredible amount of things that you will be so surprised about.
Right.
And they have been building up this artificial hype for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they released the trailer and it's absolutely garbage. Like there's nothing new for us. You know what I mean?
What were people expecting?
So people were expecting probably like a big raid, like WoW, maybe like new weapon.
Well, they are adding a new 10-man raid, they said. I think Kelly said they're adding a 10-man raid.
They are. People also wanted like a new OPR for.
Yeah. Well, they
So
still
a
have
new
the same
OPR.
one from like 2021, right?
Yeah, the same one, just worse.
Okay, well that's nice.
Yeah, they just made it basically you cannot even climb anything, so you just need to stick to the ground.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
so like is everything becoming soloable in this new thing?
So they've been working on the soloable experience for like the past 2.5 years.
Right, with like the Thorpe outside and shit like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, from that moment on, people should have known that they were working towards making the game more soloable appealing.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. So, basically, everything is going to be soloable.
Well, I guess it's kind of a good and a bad thing, depending on who you are.
And the thing is that all of these things are focused for the console community, you know, absolutely nothing for the PC players. Yeah, they've been sticking around, waiting for half a year for these brand new surprises.
Yeah.
And everything that comes out, it's not really a surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that for a lot of people, they're probably just kind of disappointed, you know? Like, especially,
dude.
like, I feel like a lot of people from New World have been, you know, like, neglected for a long time.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. We have been neglected. They have been focusing on the PC community. And, you said that you didn't want to check the reviews. but from yesterday
Yeah, I
to
just didn't want to pull
today,
it up. That's all.
dude, we had
What did
over
it say?
1,600 reviews.
What?
And yeah, even people that haven't played New World,
That's like half the
they
people
made
that play the game.
I know, dude. So people that don't even play the game, so I'm just gonna come back and fucking put a review in there. So yeah, it went from mostly positive to overwhelmingly negative within 24 hours.
Holy shit! And what are so they're just mad that they feel like basically New World is shifting their focus around from being a PC game to being a console game, and like their 2.5 years of playing the game is just like being just evaporated.
Yeah, it's just they feel like they are. It's confirmed that we are all beta testers.
Right.
You know,
well, I mean, to be fair,
exactly
that's been the case. Like, I remember when the game came out, that was the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
let's be honest.
people are mostly upset that the PC community is getting nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's it. And everybody, because they've been trying to communicate. I'm sure you know they release like constant like developers update where they talk about the game.
Yeah.
And for the past 6 months, they're like, we cannot really tell you anything because everything that is coming, it wanted to be such a big surprise. Like, you guys have no idea all the great things that are coming.
So you think it's like one of those things where it would have been fine if this was the announcement, but because they dialed it up to 11, people expected that whenever it was actually just
100%. 100%. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, everybody thought that they were going to tell us things that we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But it was the opposite. Yeah. They told us things that we already knew that it was not for us. Because if you watch the IGN, they're selling it like it's a brand new game.
Well,
like,
yeah,
oh,
it's like
this
they're saying like
story.
the entry experience is new and the end game is new, right? They're changing that up. And then, like, is there anything, like, there's like a free-for-all PvP zone as well, I think? That's what I think somebody said.
Right, so the free-for-all PvP zone, which is the PvP island, which is an extension of Cutlass Key. So essentially how that goes, I don't know if you ever played The Division.
A little, like, I've never played it, but I've seen gameplay of it, and I've seen a little bit of it, yeah. Never played it, though.
There's this place in The Division called the Dark Zone, where you go there, and it's essentially like a free-for-all, and you collect, like, specific resources in there, and then you need to take that out, and then that is, like, some valuable resources.
Sure, yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah, that's essentially what the PvP island is going to be. You go there, you can do it. So they selling it as a free-for-all, so you cannot team up. And it's like an extraction kind of thing.
Okay, so it's basically like, and are there going to be unique resources or just an abundance of existing resources?
So it's going to be a combination of a new resource that is called like the Cursed Doubloon. They mentioned it yesterday on the video. So, and there's going to be the regular resources like the ironwood and, you know, the other PvE resources. So essentially you kill the NPCs, you get their doubloons, whatever, and then you can also farm the other resources. And then these doubloons, you trade them for something else. It's supposedly some valuable things. But if you get killed in the process, then the enemy can loot all of the things that you have taken.
So
up to that point.
So you're not like, it's not full loot, but it's partial loot from the things that you have obtained during that time that you've spent inside that zone.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
What about besides that? So like, are they adding like a new zone? Like, I'm sure, like, let me guess. So for Cutlass Keys, they're probably updating the bottom left of the map. That's what I would kind of guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. On the video, they show like a big tower.
Right.
Where, that tower, it's located in Cutlass Key, which if they're introducing the PvP island, which I'm sure is going to have like brand new assets.
Yeah, sure.
It wouldn't really look good with the old assets that Cutlass Key has. So I'm sure that they will be reworking at least a big percentage of the island to make it blend in very well with the PvP island.
Yeah. There's 1 or 2 weeks worth of new content on the new game for current player base. There's 1 to 2 weeks of new content in this game. Is that true? Do you know about that?
The 1 to 2 week new content the PvP island, obviously everybody's very negative about the whole situation because they're not getting what they wanted.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, especially, you know, the hardcore community, are saying the PvP island is going to be dead within a week. And and they say that the raid people are going to finish it and never go back in there ever again. So that is the consensus that we have right now. That whatever they're giving us is going to be consumed within 2 weeks of the game being out.
Well, I feel like that's the same thing that happens with any hardcore player base. I mean, realistically, I don't think that's necessarily a condemnation of the content. Like with any WoW expansion, people clear all the content in the first couple of weeks, and then other people take some months. Yeah, so like I'm not sure really. Like I think really New World definitely needs to help like kind of like that mid-core average player have like a consistent grind. I think that's the one thing that people don't really have in the game.
And also in the Steam negative reviews, like the majority of the people that are leaving negative reviews are people with thousands of hours.
Right, of course, yeah, because like they're the ones that are going to be like they're the ones that feel like they're being neglected the most. Right. Which I mean, to be 100%. Fair, like that's and it's like I don't even completely fault Amazon for taking that approach. Because the amount of people that are playing the game right now and making the game for those people is clearly not sustainable. Like, they have to do something different, right? And it's better for everybody if there's more people that play the game, even if, like, let's say the end game doesn't get as much attention. If you're playing a game that's, like, more respected, more popular, and it's not dying, I think that's better for everybody. Even though it's, like, a bit of swallow your pride and, you know, like, don't expect to be, like, the focus.
Yeah, 100%. And also, people are upset because we have an incredible amount of bugs. I'm sure you played New World
I know about
a while back. Yeah. So, and the thing is that these bugs are getting zero to no attention whatsoever. So, because all of their focus is on console. So we have these bugs that go on for days, and then they supposedly fix them, but guess what? They don't really fix them. Like, they come back either a patch later, or they half-fast fix them where they fix half of it and the other half is there.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like the problem is the engine of the game. Like I've never seen a game with more bugs and like more desync problems than New World. And it's 100%. The only because I don't know if you know this, but apparently New World is I think the only game that still uses the Lumberyard engine. Because another game Amazon had was also using it, but they moved away from it, and they're also not going to use it, as far as I know, for the Lord of the Rings game either.
I mean, what do you expect of a freaking engine made out of wood, right?
There it is, right? Yeah, and it plays like it.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, for me as a person that has been playing the game since the very beginning of New World, right?
Yeah.
There's something that they have done that I haven't seen in, like, I played WoW for almost 10 years and I played a lot of MMOs.
Yeah.
New World has something where bugs that they fix in previous expansion and patch come back later on.
Blizzard has that. But it's more with New World.
Bro, that baffles me. Like, there's like at least now 5 bugs that I know out of the top of my head that they fixed 3 months ago, and they're back in it. And you go to the patch notes and they're like, we fixed it. But it's like, no, you didn't. No, they're there. They're right there. And they also have bugs that have been in the game since the very release that they are yet to fix.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. Recent reviews, overwhelmingly negative. Holy fuck. 4,000 hours on the game. AGS ruined this game with bad decisions, countless bugs, and no content. Holy shit. 300 hours on record. Oh my god. Stay away from this game.
You should filter it by newest.
Imagine playing an MMORPG where the developers don't care, listen, or even improve the game. I feel like that's every MMORPG, to be fair.
Right.
This guy's got 4,000 hours on the game. Holy fuck, man.
I'm telling you, dude.
This is insane, bro. They are cooking it.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's
my god.
Crazy. Like, New World is one of those games that, I mean, we both can agree that New World hasn't been on a good state since, like, basically when it came out, right?
I feel like New World is like the prime example of the MMO paradox, where the less people know about it, the more excited they are. And the more they know about it and the more time they play it, the less excited they are about it. That's what's fucking happened with New World. Is like, I remember in the beta, dude, everybody was like, oh yeah, I love New World. I can't wait for it, bro. I'm going to be playing it all the time. And then as soon as the game came out, it's like you remember like that first like couple of weeks were fucking awesome. So good.
So good.
And then
so
like,
chasing,
yeah. Cause like, I remember like, cause did you get 60 in the beta for New World?
No, in the beta, I got to like level 20 something
Oh,
because I
man.
didn't even know about New World
Right.
before the last beta.
Yeah, like I had been like, you know, like I keep up with MMOs a lot. So like I even played the preview event in like 2020. So like whenever the beta came out, like I hit 60 in the beta and I ran into these problems in the beta. And I made a video about it. Everybody got mad at me. People said, "Oh, you're just being a fucking doomer. You don't know what you're talking about." Every single one of those fucking things people ran into. And I wish they had listened, man. I don't know why they just don't. I don't know why it took them so long. Like, it's so many games have this issue where they won't listen to the player base until it's too late. Like, this is what Lost Ark did. This is what WoW did. It's what New World did. Like, how does it take you this long to fix the high watermark system? Like,
dude,
what?
The watermark system was so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I maxed all my shit out to 600 too.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, I remember that. That was incredibly bad. Nobody liked that. No,
I don't
nobody
think
liked
anybody
that.
did.
And the only way to do that was the chess run, which, don't get me wrong, I think the chess run are like
I unironically
somewhat
like
decent.
chess runs. Yeah, I do. It sounds so stupid, but I think that they're like this like weird emergent social experience that's exclusive really just to New World. I feel like it's iconic.
100%.
Yeah.
Where you get the whole server to do something together for no reason at all, and then for some people that might be like the only interaction they get with like all the people throughout the day. Yeah, somehow the one of the worst thing that they did became something unique for like the MMO genre, just to grab the whole community and go out.
It is. I love it. And like, it's just crazy. It's sad, right? This guy, 5,000 fucking hours. Broken game with endless. And I have to say, at a certain point, if you have 5,000 hours into the game, you should not be legally allowed to downvote it. Unless it's like a new change, you put 5,000. It can't be that bad, can it? If you put 5,000 fucking hours into it.
I was saying that
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I was like, bro, these people with 3, 4, 5,000 hours saying not worth it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, when did you decide that? Was it last week or 3,000 hours ago?
Yeah, you say it's not worth it, but how the fuck do you have 5,000 hours in the game, dude?
Yeah, your Steam recent activity, live online in New World right now. Right. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's where they're at.
Yeah, they buy the pizza, they ate the whole pizza, and then they go to the counters like, I
want
like
a refund.
It. Yeah, I want a refund.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And like, yeah, solo experience, yeah, I think they're mad, but nothing for the loyal player base, no new content since Brimstone Stands expansion. I feel like, I'm going to be real. Like, I actually think that the Angry Earth, Rise of the Angry Earth expansion was really good.
That's what I was saying.
I think it was actually like, bro, I feel like their expansion is the best implementation of an MMORPG expansion that I have ever seen.
I said that, and chat was going
People
crazy.
mad,
like,
right? Because nothing in New World can ever be good. But the fact is that it is amazing.
So true.
Yes.
Dude, the community is they're so full of hate that they don't even want to see the slivers of good that we have.
Well, it's because people are just fucking tired of it. I think that's it. They're just fucking tired of it. That's what it is.
It's super. Yeah. Honestly, and they're disappointed. It feels like they won something, and if they don't get it, then everything is shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like that's always what's happened, right? I mean, like New World is like that one game that, like, if I'm playing New World, my viewers know that something's really wrong. And so, yeah, and I feel like that's the case. Like, I never see anybody playing New World anymore. It's so sad. Like, any other, like, any variety streamer or any, like, you know, like streamer that plays a lot of games on Twitch, like Lyric, Shroud, you know, these guys all got into New World a lot. And like, you know, S-Fan played it, like fucking, I don't know, like Sequisha, like all of the...
Sequisha was there,
Yeah, all of just like the average variety gamer guys. Where the fuck is New World in the directory? I don't even know where it is.
It's somewhere down there, and I think I have like all the views.
It's in like purgatory. Yeah,
it's right there, dude. Baggins has the views in the morning, and then if he's not streaming or if I'm not streaming, then it's not existent.
It's you, and I don't recognize a single other person in the directory.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
shit, man.
usually how it is. And dude, Baggins and I have been trying to get in touch with them for the longest time. Like, bro, we can help you. We don't even want to get paid.
It's in your best interest, right? Because
it
like
is,
this is like one of your main games that you play. So like if this game is bad, then it hurts your stream. I've told them the same thing.
Yeah, it is true. And right now it's the worst that it has ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the views keep going down, and they're not doing anything. And everybody, they hype that they built up to this moment, and then to just let us down like that, it was incredible.
I think their messaging's definitely off. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah. I think their communication, they have a different idea of what the game is.
Yeah.
Compared to what the player base is experiencing. Honestly, the game right now, it's being carried by the PvP community. Even though they say that the PvP is like the least amount of players in the game, because what the hell are the PvEers doing, bro?
Well, they're playing another game.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Because the only thing that happens in New World, it's OPR, day in and day out, you know. So, and that's the only thing that people are doing. Most of the people are farming an artifact from the PvP track that never comes.
Yeah.
And I honestly, at this point, a while back, we were saying, no, it must be a bug that the artifacts in the PvP track don't come. I think these motherfuckers are milking us, man.
Wait. What do you mean by that? Because I'm actually curious what you're talking about with that.
I think they made the PvP artifacts track, you know, like super rare. So we just continue to play the game.
So you're talking about like the necklace, like the sword and shit?
Yeah. Like the two-handed sword or the
I think there's a blunderbuss too. With like the with the healing debuff.
Yeah, dude. And one of the big problems that I have with that is like if you're going to force people to play content that they don't like, can you at least make it easier for them to get the goddamn artifact?
That shit was a grind, man. Like you did that shit with me. Like, thank you, by the way. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like you put me on your back. Like I was fuck doing that, man. Dude, how many hours? I was like 20 hours.
Too many.
It was insane.
Yeah, and the thing is that whenever they do that to the player base, nobody's having a good time.
No.
Because the PvPers are like, what the fuck are these people doing? They don't even do any damage, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have the PvEers that don't want to be there to begin with.
Right.
Then they're just getting hammered by the Sweat Lord PvPers. And on top of that, they need to be there for an incredible amount of time. Because these artifacts don't even come.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, do you think that do you think New World is in danger of being shut down?
No. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think whenever it comes out in October, they're going to have a chunk of money from the console community.
Sure.
And after that, because the whole level and experience is pretty much over. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been focused on for like the past 2.5 years.
Right.
Trying to make the game as console playable as possible. So that has been their main focus.
Yeah.
Now that the main focus on the level and experience is over, so whenever the console community comes in, they have a seamless experience.
Yeah.
Now they should be focused. Whatever money they get from console, it should be focused on the actual end game. And yeah, it's probably not going to have hundreds of thousands of people playing it.
Yeah.
But as it's shutting down, I think it's not shutting down anytime soon. Probably next 2 years, we might have this conversation again to see where we at that point.
Then they'll add it to mobile and make it pay to win. And so that'll give them 2 more years.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And then by the time that's over, then maybe Lord of the Ring is out.
Yeah, exactly. So then who gives a shit? Nobody's even thinking about it anyway. Yeah, they shut the game down. They don't even need to make an announcement. Yeah, nobody even knew. Well, let me ask you, all right, so if you were not a content creator, would you still be playing New World right now?
Oh, dude, absolutely not. I would have been playing something else better.
Damn.
Something, and again, I've been like,
man,
trying to stay positive as much as I can, bro.
Right.
Like, So I try to get to know the game as much as I can, trying to put myself in the developer's shoes.
Yeah.
And it's not, dude. It's not in a state where you should be playing the game. Like, the game is about to come out. Like, funny as that sound, I think the game is coming out in October.
Yeah, that's what I thought with Brimstone Sands and the Elysian Wilds.
Yeah, I
guess because
you're right.
you probably thought that too, huh?
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
crazy.
You're like, man, finally the game is coming out. But then you're like,
hey, I'm used to this with Blizzard. This is their third last chance, okay?
Yeah.
They have to get it right. Like, it's make it or break it this time for sure.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
This is the last chance.
Well, their last chance, yeah.
I guess so. Well, anyway, man, I'll let you get back to it, but I really
of course,
appreciate you
dude.
coming on and talking about everything, because I've played the game a lot, but I haven't played the game a lot recently, so I appreciate the contemporary insight here.
No worries, dude. I also made a YouTube video giving my opinion after 8,000 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Why do I think we are in the current state that we are, and
Right.
why do I released that video before the announcement came out, so you will probably have a laugh
Yeah.
watching it, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. All the predictions and everything?
Yeah, I did prediction. I did
course.
several predictions. What do I think it was gonna happen?
How many of the
and-
predictions were copium?
Why would you do that, dude?
Yeah. Hey, that's the whole video, right? Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's shit, dude. Yeah, you know what? Just let me do my thing.
All right, man. Well,
yeah.
Well, I'll let you do your thing, and I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, broski.
All right,
All right,
peace.
take
See
it
ya.
easy. All right.
That's what's his fucking Twitch is what is his name on Twitch so I can link it to you guys? Oh, is it just Trick? I thought it was Toriskyu or something like that. Yeah, okay, it's just Trick. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's who I was talking to, by the way. He's been a New World streamer for a long time. He actually helped me get my artifact sword. Serenity, I believe the weapon was called. Yeah, I've had 2,600 hours into the game. I had lots of fun. Definitely have no desire to ever touch it again. Yeah, man. It's, I'll probably play it again at some point. I don't know when, but I'll play it at some point, and, hopefully it'll be fun again, and, we'll see what happens, right? That's the way I see it.